I'm gonna hit refresh so I can see what's going on, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's so good. Is it nice, right? Is it nice to actually have like regular live streams now and regular builds and all that sort of stuff? I think it's always awesome. And I'm actually really excited about today's build because today's build is kind of like where last week's commission build, which was beautiful, by the way. It was a very, very beautiful build. Today's commission build is actually a little bit more of a no frills 5080 build. I remember when he came and talked to me, which I don't know his Twitch name. I did ask all that sort of stuff. But he wanted something that, like, he was just trying to be really, really minimalistic about buying the parts for this. So it was kind of done. It's like, make sure I have fans. I'm not overly concerned about RGB. Just give me kind of the minimum to make sure that I have a really, really epic 5080 system. And so the build that we're going to do today is really just kind of a simple 5080 system with some really, really great components. And I'll tell you a little bit why I select those particular components and all that sort of stuff as we talk through it. But before we get too far, I want to say a huge shout out to PC Guy, obviously, for the sub. 47 months. Brian, that's a long time, 47 months. We got 3 months at tier 2 from Zemu, who's the one who we just built his epic build system, which was beautiful. And then Landsworth dropping 5 gifted subs as well. So thank you very, very much, guys, for the additional subs. And honestly, all of the support that you guys have done for me. A couple things I do want to remind people. If we get 200 likes, remember, okay, 150 likes, $15, 200 likes, $20, 250 likes, $25. That's the way that we do the gift cards at the very end. Let us know. We're gonna do a poll over on Discord. Would you prefer to have Amazon or Newegg? Which option would you prefer to have? We have an option to kind of switch here. So if you guys want to let us know, head over to our Discord server, discord.gg/Robeytech. Amazing place to talk to other tech and PC enthusiasts, and at the same time, also to answer and help improve the stream. Zemu, also thank you for the 10 gifted subs, dude. 15 right there. We're probably going to hit a hype train. And remember, if we get a level 5 hype train, we also give away a $15, right, Blondie? 15, I think is what it was. She always has to remind me because we're just now reintegrating all these giveaways again. So I want to remind you about the giveaways before we got too far. And then again, thank you for all the support and stuff like that. 15 for 150 likes, $20 for 200, and then 25 for 250. But I don't remember what we said for level 5 hype train. I think it was 15, or it might have been, yeah, level 5 was 10, and then it's double that at level, it's triple that at level 10. So just remind me of that. Anyway, okay, so let's talk about the parts we're putting inside of this. 10 was 50. Okay, there we go. So it's 50 at level 10. So there we go. It gets way bigger. There it is. You guys are amazing. This is why I think it. And let's I don't know, Blondie, it may not be a bad idea to make a bot that just does that. So we'll just have a bot that kind of goes through there. So that way we have that kind of show up from now and then as we continue to stream. Okay, so let's talk about the parts we're putting inside of this build today, because I wanna go through them and just kind of let you guys know why we chose the parts and all that sort of stuff. So first thing we're gonna start off is obviously the CPU, and there's not a whole lot I can say that maybe you know, maybe you don't know. We're going to start with a Ryzen 7 9800X3D. X3D chip, it's pretty much the best at gaming. One thing that I don't know, and I feel like, I don't know, this is something that I want to get to testing, but guys, we are so backed up on the testing and everything like that, is I don't know how much X3D, it's just off the top of my head, and this is something that I want to do my own test. I don't know how much X3D helps at 1440p or 4K. I'm not sure. There has been a couple things where we've released videos and people have been like, it doesn't help much. But anyway, regardless, it's still the fastest chip. When you think about 1080p gaming, it's the fastest chip. It's by far the, what everybody's considered the best gaming chip. I do know typically CPU starts to matter very, very little when you go to 1440p and 4K. So it's just one of those things that, just something to be aware of, is that there's a lot of times when you think about saving money, this is a place where you can save money because it does matter less the higher that you go in resolution. But anyway, 9800X3D, absolutely fantastic chip, and great. It's going to look absolutely great inside of, well, it's not going to look great. It's going to function great. You can't see it. It's buried forever underneath like a cooler and stuff like that. So there we go. Next one up is the Asus B850 Plus Wi-Fi. Given that we're doing a 5080, inside of this build, and I think I've been saying 4080 all this time. The reason that we're doing a 5080 inside of this, which means we're going to go ahead and have Gen 5. So we have that Gen 5 PCI slot. So one of the reasons that we're doing this is because it gets the Gen 5 PCI slot. The other thing too is I know this has been discussion we've had on Discord. I am a fan of Wi-Fi 7, and I will tell you at some point in time Wi-Fi 7 will be great and something that will become a much more common, but I will say it makes a big difference in terms of things like stability of Wi-Fi, all that sort of stuff. The other thing too is it also has like all of the other benefits that kind of come with it, like the additional the quality of life things that come with these particular motherboards. So it's just a great motherboard. If you want to save a little money, if you're looking at this and saying like, I don't know if I need PCI 5, I don't know if I need Wi-Fi 6, you can absolutely go down to B650. When we just got finished doing that part picker challenge, and one thing I will say is the B650 tough, and then like within $2 is the MSI B650 Gaming Plus as well. So I mean, again, these are very inexpensive motherboards. A lot of different benefits in terms of what you get, and then you have all of the benefits of ASUS. I will say they've done a lot of stuff with improving Armory Crate and all that sort of stuff. So it's just kind of made it way better because it's much lighter of an ecosystem, but it's stuff that they continue to innovate on quicker and quicker. So it's like Figment said, they're definitely hard to pass up just because the quality and the price. So great motherboard, and that's one of the reasons we chose it. So next up, we're going to talk about RAM and we're going to talk about storage. So we have a 4 terabyte SN850X Gen 4. One of the things I did learn, and I've actually been really enjoying this series, and don't forget you still have your chance to go vote on it, but to help me pick part series, is people have been giving me different recommendations for NVMe drives that still have DRAM. The SK Hynix one is a great example of still has DRAM, still a really good price. And still has the same performance level as an SN850. So there are alternatives here where you can save a little bit of money with less expensive but just as performant NVMe drives. But I really like these drives. WD has been a huge supporter here of the channel. We've used a ton of them. I've never had one fail on me. And so it's one of those things that we just like anytime I get a commission, it's either usually Kingston or it's WD Black, but I know SK Hynix, a lot of people love SK Hynix drives, and so that might be a solid option. And you'll probably start to see them a little bit more here on the show as well. Next up, we have G.Skill Triton Z5 Neo. G.Skill is just kind of one of those, for lack of a better term, it's like those staples in RAM. They're great looking RAM. They're very easy to control in terms of RAM compatibility for RGB and all that sort of stuff. It kind of works with almost everything. And honestly, it also looks very good. There's a couple RGB RAM. There's a couple RGB RAM cases. I think one of them is Patriot, where some of the colors specifically, they just don't kind of match the way they're supposed to, or the whites are a little bit more yellow. That's just something I don't really have an issue with when we talk about Triton Z5 Neo. And honestly, these kits just never fail. So this is 6,000 mega transfer. It's CL30, right? So it's actually relatively tight timings, which will be great for just a high-end-ish gaming system like we're building inside of this one today. For the GPU, normally, and you guys know this pretty regular for me, normally when I was doing a build, I would always match the motherboard and the GPU. The only reason that this is a mismatch is that this build was actually selected and commissioned well before 5080s were actually readily available. And so this was one of the circumstances when this gentleman wanted a commission and we wanted to pay MSRP, and I got what I could get at MSRP, and this was the one that we got. So this one, if I was gonna rebuild this, if I was gonna redo this well before, more than likely, and just given how easier it is to get 50 series cards, especially 5080s, unfortunately, the prices aren't near as good. I would go with the tough 5080 over a Gigabyte 5080. The main reason being is that just controlling the RGB between the two is much easier when the GPU and the motherboard have the same matching RGB software. So typically that's what I do. Again, great card. I do like Gigabyte cards. We've done a number of we've done a whole buyer's guide on Gigabyte cards. If you ever are just curious about them, they have great warranties. I know a lot of people don't have issues with them. They're just kind of one of those staples in terms of GPUs and stuff. And so this is the GPU that we're going to be using for this particular build. So, yeah, the box is, It's Newegg, but the GPU's fine, guys. Sometimes the boxes get a little messed up, but this is why they have the protection around them and all that sort of stuff that kind of happens. Next up, PSU. I don't think anybody doubts why I've done this, though I will say, you might see me jumping to those RME 7 or 1000 watt PSUs. This is the Asus Tough Gaming 1000 watt PSU. Again, he didn't want frills. He didn't want to spend money on things like cable extensions. So the one thing I really like about these is it's very easy to make the cables look nice. The glass is see-through, so it's not a tinted glass. So I just want to make sure that when we got finished with the build, it's really clean. The thing that I like about these, they're just very easy to cable manage in terms of just making things look clean even in the back. But I will say Thermaltake, Lian Li, and now Corsair all have the same cables, and Thermaltake and Corsair also include cable combs. Lian Li does too, but only one, and then the other ones, man, I wanted to stab myself in the eye when I was doing that with the Edge PSU on the killer combs. Not to be mixed up with the other killer combs who's chilling here in the room. But point being is that, man, it was. Those were brutal, but very, very excited to actually have something like this inside of the build, and they're just very, very easy to cable manage, which is awesome. Yeah, cable comb flashbacks. And then honestly, probably one of my favorite AIOs, right? Nice and inexpensive. The Phanteks Glacier One 360 M25 G2. Really, really like this AIO. Whoop, we got weird audio going on here. Oh, audio. Glacier One M25 G2, it's got great fans, it's inexpensive, it's got a 5-year warranty, it's very easy to install, and I mean, what else can I say? And it also looks really pretty. In fact, you can actually look back here, in the back here, Brian, and we actually have one just sitting in here inside of this Evolve X2 that's actually going to Chris. So we actually have a gentleman who did a commission that was exactly like this, and then there was an issue with the case, but this is the same AIO sitting inside of it with those beautiful colors. I love the, I just love the way it looks and all that sort of stuff. So it's absolutely a great AIO, and it also looks good. And it's got that little fan in there too, which is supposed to help with VRM cooling. So yeah, there's a lot going on there, but very, very pretty build. Now, one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come around to the other side because this, last thing, sorry, I almost forgot, Brian. And then we're putting this inside of the Lian Li Lancool 217, which we just got finished doing the review of. It's the spiritual successor to the Lancool 216, which is sitting right underneath my desk down here, which is the one that we run all of our streaming stuff off of. Big, beautiful fans, no RGB, but it's got wood. I mean, dude, anytime you got wood, that's a good thing. But you know, good wood, and I know some people, good wood, hey, that's another pun there. But if you're a car guy. The one thing I will say about the wood is, you know, somebody to ask in terms of the quality. The quality of the wood is good. It's a nice hardwood, it's durable, but it has to be, your thing is whether you're into it or not. And then there's obviously, in standard Lian Li fashion, a ton of like modularity and ease to install. We've done a full review on this. Plus, on top of that, we also did a full build, full live build in this. So this will be our second live build inside of this case. And the individual who was doing this commission actually switched from a Phanteks case to this one after seeing that review. Was like, and that stream, it was like, yeah, I absolutely want to do this case instead. So it's going to be one of those things. If you're into the look, absolutely great case, and if you want to see more about it, check out a review. But anyway, now I'm going to do a quick thing because now we're going to do some first-person stuff here real quick. So we're just going to go, this is all the parts that we're going to be putting inside of this PC. So you guys are getting to watch behind the scenes at the same time. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, welcome to Content Creator Life. How many things can we use this stuff for? Okay, so let's get this apart and start putting this all together. And then we don't need this, but let's get the Mobo together and all that jazz. So how is everybody doing? Everybody doing okay? You guys had a good 4th, right? We haven't seen each other since the 4th. How many people, did anybody lose fingers? Is it taking you longer to type now that you have less fingers, or does everybody now have the same number of digits? BBM McDaniel says, you know, I grew up with wood TV consoles, stereo systems, and paneling. I don't need it in my gaming PC. And that's the thing, is I do feel like there are people who definitely believe that or not, right? You just gotta be into it. And if you're not, that's okay. This isn't your build. Triple checks and counts fingers. Still has 10. Still have all my figures. Likely broken finger. You broke a finger during July 4th? Are you our first July 4th Robeytech casualty? It was bad here, surprisingly. Bad here in what way? Like bad in terms of fireworks, people shooting at your ducks, or bad in terms of just temperature? I'm just curious what your issue was there. Okay, let's go ahead and start the build process here. So this is what we're doing here. We're gonna do CPU, motherboard, RAM, and storage. So we should be good there. And then, by the way, we do have the working, we think we have a working decibel meter. So I think we can do RAM clicks. I think we can do decibel today. So if you want to make a guess today, Blondie, you can. We'll see if it works. Okay, so this is a commission, which means we get to throw all this stuff at Brian. And that always brings me joy. Ah! I'm hurt. Sergeant, nobody says I'm still alive. Hope Ben from Newegg, don't any Cool Ranch Doritos. I don't even know what that means. I am noticing something. I'm not seeing. What am I not seeing Twitch in chat? Because I see Robeytech bought 74 decibels, but oh, there it is. Okay, so I am seeing it. It's slower over there. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm glad everybody's still alive and still has things. I just was starting to freak out a little, like I had not had something. Okay, so let's pop that in there. And yeah, thank you very much for all those gifted subs, guys. Okay, prediction is up. My favorite Dorito, oh, hot mustard Doritos? That's actually a Dorito? They have like all sort of, you know what, I was walking through Safeway, and I know whatever your local grocery store is, and they were selling Selena Gomez Oreos. And I'm like, were they made with real Selena Gomez, or like?
Well, I think Post Malone was the first one.
Yeah, so they chopped up part of Post Malone and put him in an Oreo. I don't know if you remember. That's an Addams Family joke when the girl's like, Girl Scout cookies, are they made with real Girl Scouts? Are they actually? Sorry, it's a joke. It's a joke from Addams Family. People, one guy's like, what the hell? I was like, no, I wasn't saying that they should be made. Wow, okay. Oh, look at it. Asus, we got JJ back in the, we just got finished chatting about your board, JJ, and JJ says that currently it's on sale from $240 to $218 as part of the Prime Day stuff going on right here. So, I don't even know, you know what's funny? Because I think of horchata, and I think horchata means horseradish, and therefore that just won't taste good, but I don't actually know what horchata tastes like.
Oh, it's the most delicious.
Is it good?
Mexican drink, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So maybe I should try the horchata. Yeah, so JJ's over in, over on the YouTube side if you guys want to go say hi. Hey JJ, I had a question for you that maybe you actually do know the answer to, and I don't know why this is on this board. Why, when people think about selecting B580 over B650, sorry, B850 over B650, what would you consider like the reasons to go with a B850 over a B650 motherboard? And I always, JJ's like, honestly, dude, guy is a wealth of knowledge. And like for me, I know it's Gen 5, you have Gen 5 slot, you also have more Gen 5 NVMe slots, and I said Wi-Fi 7, but I was curious if you had any other kind of insights, given that you're here, and you know what, I'm not gonna pretend like I know everything, given you're here, what you might consider a good reason to upgrade from B650 to B850, or choose a B850 Mobo over a B650 Mobo. Can be delicious, but it's like lemonade. All depends on who makes it. It's balanced and refreshing. But so what he's saying is, here's the thing. Starbucks has horchata lattes, so that's what I
haven't tried their horchata, but I have had bad horchata.
Okay, as well. I don't know if Starbucks is bad horchata or not. Okay, so let's do our Mobo, our CPU install here. Okay, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Yep. There we go. there we go, centered up here. Boom. Installed. Which is awesome. But yeah, I was curious. Lots of places, okay, input coming. So here you go. If you guys want to know, JJ, like I said, amazing in terms of getting information. Drop over to YouTube. Go get the knowledge drop, guys. It's a great place to just, he's gonna kind of put some chat in there, put some information in there, and just definitely, one of the things is I really appreciate is that when we have folks from brands that we're using, like for instance, we're using 2 ASUS parts today. We would be using 3, I told you that, because we would have done an ASUS 5080, but I couldn't get one at the time. Then, you know, I love it when brands come and talk about their stuff, and JJ really just talks about everything, like he just has a deep wealth of knowledge, so go check it out, you know what I mean? Get some information. Okay, next up, RAM clicks, which we can actually click it. Oh, it looks like we're good. Hey, Justin, I want to know what AIO you recommend between the Lian Li HydroShift 2 TL version or the Corsair IQ Link Titan 360 RX. My CPU is a 7900X. Both of those will be fine. If the one thing I would say is you go to IQ Link, you do IQ Link if you're going to do all IQ Link, because that's one of the benefits. If you're not going to do all IQ Link, then I would do the Lian Li HydroShift 2 TL. Because that one you don't have to jump into an ecosystem. That would be my thing. Sai Swan, thank you very much for the tier 2 sub. Okay, so let's grab our, we're gonna try, I have the blue one as well, but we're gonna try the green one. And he's saying hold it, you just hold it.
Yeah, so you gotta turn it on.
So there we go, we turn it on, and then we hold the max.
Yep, if you hold max,
okay,
then you gotta be careful not to talk too loud.
Okay.
And then to reset the max, you gotta hold max and turn it off.
Got it, okay. So we already talked too loud.
It's already,
yeah. Yeah, okay. So this one is actually pretty crazy. Okay, we'll go to top down. Don't worry, Blondie, don't worry. We're getting there. Hold on. She's like, you're not doing it. They're quiet. You have to be quiet during this part, so you don't ruin the meter. Putting them out like waffles.
It doesn't look like it's on max.
$83.3 on that one. So that one, so 83.3 on that one. We actually did see it work on that one. So I'm gonna do one more click on the other one. I'm gonna do one more click on the other one because the other one was really good. That was way louder. I don't understand. It said 82. Okay, let me just try this. Okay, here we go. We're gonna grab the blue one now and try it again on the blue one.
Doing some R&D.
R&D here, we go. Blue. Because that click was loud. $97.8. So I don't know. I don't know what it. Oh, were we not on the top down for that? Oh, we were. Okay. Oh yeah, he's controlling it so well. Okay. Okay. So 97.8. There we go. Okay. So I don't know why that one like it did work on the one, but it didn't work on the other, and I don't know why it didn't register 97.8 on that.
Yeah.
Okay. We will. We now know. But was that high enough? Was 97.8 high enough? I don't know if it might be dense foam. I don't know. That other one is really fancy. Maybe it's too fancy.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe the new one has longer sampling or something like that, and this one just is like, I mean, this one was like $3, and it also came with a rubber duck. So I mean, here I go in there. Okay, so by the way, I did want to go back real quick because JJ dropped some knowledge. So what he said was, if we go from base, all base have Gen 5 by 15 slot, 1 Gen 5 M.2 slot, at least 3 M.2 slots, at least 10 rear USB ports, 20 gig USB, Wi-Fi 7, 2.5 gigs, 6 fan headers, 8-point fan control, and an HD BIOS. But it says, so for starting point from a tough gaming ATX on up, of course, if you go higher, you will get more, but those would be the primary upgrades. He said, relative to performance though, if you can get a B650, which has started to go end of life already, there is no perf difference. Essentially, they are both the same. So that was what he said. I'm gonna see if I missed anything else that he put. Yeah. Hey, so that was the input he had. And again, if you guys have additional questions, head on over to the over to YouTube, and you'll be able to ask those directly to JJ, who's over there dropping the knowledge. Okay, so let's put that back away. So I think we're learning more and more about this thing. In 2 to 5 years, we'll know everything we need to know about using that decibel meter. All right, so let's go ahead and do our M.2 slot here. So, and again, this is going into our top slot here. There we go. Boom. Open this up. It's already got an OS and everything on it. Boom. In like Flynn. Boom, there you go. And then this needs to be peeled. There we go. And then we just flip it over and put it in. There you go. I think that's in. What do you think, Brian? It looks good? It's looking straight. Okay, we gotta check now if we need to put in our bracket for our AIO. This song is pretty ridiculous, actually. Okay, so that's all good.
Maybe the artist is just starting out.
Yeah, maybe they're just like, hey, you know what I'll do? I'll just put the same resample for the next 10 minutes. It's gonna be amazing. Okay, so now guys, we're gonna do our peels. Peel 1, there we go. Peel 2. Okay, do you see any other peels? I don't see any. Okay. Looks peeled, guys. It looks like we're peeled. Okay, so next up, now we're just gonna make sure for our cooler, Robeytech, did you see my message on Discord? This is a very good looking build, but I have not seen it yet. So, the only thing that I saw was that you had some requests for particular stuff, and we'll have to see. Like I said, we have to see what we actually don't use. I mean, we could probably send you like some X3D, but I don't know how new it'll be. Also, one other note: the B580. He said one other thing. It says also one other note: B580 gets you Q release for graphics, where the B650 does not. I love the upgrade enough just to change the board, according to him. Mass appeal, that's right, Kurosaki. But yeah, we're definitely gonna send you some stuff for sure, TechWorks. He's an up-and-coming tech streamer, guys, or tech YouTuber who's just needing some help with some gear and stuff like that. So trying to help him out so he can do some additional builds. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, pop in here, and we're gonna grab our stuff we need to see what we need for our install. LGA, AM4, AM5. Okay, so this looks like these are, okay, so we're just gonna be in. So we do have a little bit of work, which is good. I have seen it, I haven't tested it, so I don't have like a genuine opinion on the 5050, but most people seem pretty down on it. Like, so in terms of just but I have not tested it myself, yeah. Asus wants to make sure you remember the spacer on the NVMe. Oh, okay, hold on, let me see. Did I forget a spacer on the NVMe drive? Let me go look. Oh man, come on. Okay, I will look. Okay, because I always do forget that. I think these are the spacers right here. Yep, we have a spacer. Let me look. Go to top down. And I'll center it a little bit here. There we go. So the spacer, this just goes on top of it. Is that what it's for? I think I'm trying to remember what. Here, let me look at the book here. The book doesn't. Here it is. The spacer. I'm gonna look up this spacer thing because I want to make sure you get the spacer thing right because he brings it up. This is installing drivers. M.2. Optional. There's an optional. So this is on the B650 Plus Wi-Fi. M.2 Q release, but this doesn't have that. Optional. Install the rubber installing on a single. Oh, this one. So because it's a single-sided, but it's not. It's not single-sided though, JJ. It's double-sided. So I don't want to put that on, right? Because the thing is double-sided. If it was single-sided, I'd worry about it, but it's not. It's double-sided, right? So it's actually hitting to the edge here on that, yeah? So, yeah, because it's got a rubber thing, but it says this is not a single-sided one, right? So I don't want to place that in that case. And now I know, because I read in the manual. See? Look, I have a manual. I actually read here. It said for single-sided, but if you're a double-sided, it says, yeah, M2Q latch and an optional install that when installing a single-sided M.2 module, right? There's a little bit. Let me try it with the module. There's not a lot. Let's try it with the module. Why not? We got time. We got nothing. Let's just do it. We're learning here together, guys. Okay, here's the module. So you pop this in. Okay, so I've popped the module on now. And then we'll... Yeah, no, that's too high. That's too high. Yeah, it pops it up too high. So it definitely is too high for the spacer. So yeah, that's too high. Yeah. Yeah, this one is like when I had the spacer on, you'd have to push it hard and you'd have like that bent M.2 issue. But now I know, and I think we do sometimes install single-sided M.2, so you're very welcome. Thanks for pointing it out, honestly. Because that's like a thing that I don't think a lot of people think about. Checking the spacer. Yeah, extremities it is. Hopefully it gets better. Hopefully it gets better. You know what I mean? Like, we just gotta keep waiting and see, because I mean, I'll be honest, I want it to get better too, because you want more people to enjoy this hobby. That's what I want. I want more people to enjoy the hobby. There we go. Let's get our little add-ons in here. Boom, boom, boom. And then we just put these in. Which looks good. Nice little additional bracket love there. And there we go, brackets are in, guys. Which I think looks awesome. Okay, let's put this away so we don't lose it. You are very welcome, sir. You are very, very welcome. I like to ask those questions. Do I have a baggie for these? Okay. There we go. Put this in here and we'll throw these in here. Even though it says for PSU, it's not for the PSU. Just making sure the parts don't go away. Windows always wants to update. What are you talking about? That's just, I think you should, I think here's the deal, guys. You know when the apocalypse is gonna happen? When Windows doesn't want to update. That's when the end of the world could be happening, okay? Okay, so we got everything ready here. Let's go ahead and start stripping our case. This is the PG-13 portion of the today's show. Oh, it's so heavy. Ugh. Yes. You know what? I don't actually, I think the thermal paste is pre-applied, but we will be doing, we actually have our thermal paste art for next week's show. So, I mean, for Thursday's show. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned for that. Okay, so we're gonna strip this out. Stay back here. There we go. Stay. Okay, now let's pull the front here. We're just gonna make it as light. Wow, that like slid so nicely. Oh, that just comes off very easily. I was like over pulling, never mind. Okay, so then the other thing we can do is down here. Check this out, Brian. Put it out down here, just slides right out. There you go, now you got access to that down portion there. And there you go, now you got a strip case. Now we're just gonna pull this out. All our extras. And then you got all this extra foam. Now you can do things to like, what, check it out. Let's see, can we get this to work here? What? Magic! Magic! We just did magic! It's the small things that keep us entertained, ladies and gentlemen. It's the small things. Jenga, ta-da! Looks amazing. Okay, let's pull this out. Oh, that would make it easier. Okay, there's a GPU sag bracket. Let's see if we get to use this one. Remember what we had with the, okay, let's get all our stuff undone here. Okay, everything is ready there. Perfect. Okay, so next step, guys, is to put the motherboard inside of the case. I don't know why I said it with that particular thing, but it sounded like the right thing to do. It sounded like Seinfeld a little bit. Let's put the motherboard inside the case.
What is this?
I mean, what is this motherboard going inside of this case? Here we go. Just dropping it in. Dropping it in. There we go. There we go. That looks good. Okay, first step, guys, we have the motherboard in the case. You should do it with no hands again. Oh, do the motherboard with no hands? Did I do that one time before? Are you sure I wasn't possessed? Like, 'cause how did I do that? Yeah, what's the deal with these motherboards? It just sounded a little bit like that, right? Yeah. Okay, so now we have all of our extra stuff that we need. Okay, so first thing that we're gonna do, it's time to go ahead and put in screws. Here we go. Screw number one. Boom, in. Screw number two. You might say we're getting screwed. Wait, no, that doesn't sound right. Not family friendly. Whoops. And there we go. Boom. Coming together. My 5070 arrived today. Yeah, sue me, but it is MSRP and I wanted NVIDIA. Fergie boy, you're okay, dude. If the only person you need to make happy is you. Don't let anybody else tell you that you're wrong or that you made a poor decision, because it doesn't matter, man. If you're happy and you wanted that, then that's all that really matters. Okay? I feel like it's terrible that people have to be worried about what they buy. It's like, who cares, man? It's a hobby that everybody has. Okay, Kurosaki, look at this. He's like, you're wrong. No, he's not. Why you got to do this? Dead Boy, we have it. I have a tendency not to use it on motherboards just because I don't want to over torque the screws. The thing is these have a good chance of stripping the, or getting stuck inside of the standoff. So this way you can make sure that you put them in and it's in correctly. So incorrectly, not incorrectly. You know, just gotta make sure we go with that. By the way, I did something pretty funny yesterday. I was out with, you guys know, yesterday I ended up not being able to stream because I was out with a good friend of mine who's getting ready to leave out of town for a little bit. And this gentleman, he's our youth pastor, you know him, Josh. And he asked ChatGPT to like, who is the perfect woman for him? And it was actually really good. So if you ever want to know like who your perfect mate is, ask ChatGPT. And then he asked ChatGPT, based on public information about me, who would be my perfect, and it didn't describe Brent at all. But still very, very, very enlightening. So that's just what I'm saying. Also, this is why, oh, you're talking about your PC. I was like, I thought you were talking about the stream. I'm like, the stream's getting louder. How is it doing that? Okay, so we got all of our stuff in here. And now it's time to connect the cables. Now it's time to say goodbye to all our, that's not what I was saying, but it sounded like the right thing to say right there. Okay, so time to connect the cables, guys. Time to connect the cables. So we're gonna route all these bad boys here. First one we got, and just so something for people who don't know, the cool thing about the Lian Li is the Lian Li actually has a hub up here, right? So we actually have a hub up here. So we're gonna be routing some hub stuff just to get things kind of going here. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this, and this is for our hub. And this is gonna do things like control the two large front fans and then also the rear fan. Now, because of Fan Expert, which will be running on the Tough board, which is something that just comes with an Asus Mobo, that'll make it really nice. So it'll basically just consider that as part of the cooling stuff. So let me see the best place to run this. We could actually run it down here, which would be pretty nifty neato. We do have another one here, which is, well, let me see what that one says. That's AIO pump, so we're gonna run the pump off of that. So we could run it down below, or we could run it down and run it to this low one. Let's see if I can run it through. There's definitely enough room there. So what I'm gonna do real quick is right here in the front is, yes, I think this is it. Nope, it's this one. So we're gonna unscrew this right here. There we go. And then we're gonna unscrew this. There we go. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna simply remove the bracket, which will make it easier for the AIO install. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this cable right here. We're gonna bring it out right here up front. And then if you look down there, Brian, you can see that I have a nice little hole here to just route this all the way down. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push this down into the VRM hole to route it down and through to the bottom. And you'll see it come down here. A little bit like those clothespin games from way back when we were children. Nobody plays anymore. Okay, so that's just gonna pop right down here. And then we've got our fan hub in a cool, neat little hidden place, which is cool. Okay, so we got that. That's our first cable. Next cable we got here, this is the RGB for the fan hub, which we can actually run all of our RGB off of the same header. We got two headers over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna run this across like so. And then because this is BTF capable, I can just route it right behind, just like that. And then just, boom, just quickly plug that in. Right, like, okay. What? Not supposed to be this hard. There you go, just like that. There you go. Okay, so there is that connection. Next up, guys, we have HD audio. So I'm gonna pull this down here. Okay, so here's our HD audio cable. And that is gonna come down here in this corner. And it's gonna go right here. Just like that. So there's our HD audio cable. Looks good. Okay, HD audio in. Okay, next one that we have is our front panel connection. And so this is a unified front panel. So I'll just show it. Did you see that? It's right there. Unified front panel right there. Sneaky little front panel. So we're gonna take that out and we're gonna run it down below. Right down over here. It should have enough room to pop down. Oh, maybe not. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unscrew this bottom here, give myself a little bit more give, and run it behind the Mobo. There we go. Okay, let's see. Sometimes just giving it a little bit more give is all you really need to do. You gotta give a little, take a little, and let your whole heart break a little. There we go. And then just like that, look, okay, now we got it. So it's now through. And the front panel is gonna go like this. There we go. Boom, front panel's in. Okay, so those fans are already connected. Next thing we're gonna do, guys, is we have two other connections. These are USB 3.2 and our USB-C, so they're just gonna come out here. And here they come. So we'll grab this one, it's just gonna go right here. Then right behind that is our USB 3. There we go. And there we go. So there's all of our connections. And then, I found one more. What is this? Oh, this is for the rear fan. So actually for the rear fan, I'm just gonna run this right through here, run it all the way up, and run that one here. So there we go. Now, one reason, and we'll look at GPU temps, but if you have a GPU that's running a little bit warmer or something like that, one reason you may not want to run these to the hub, if you really cared, is that what you can do, and something that's actually really nice about Fan Expert, is that you can actually run these to a bottom slot and assign those to a GPU curve. So basically, if your GPU is getting warmer or too warm, what you can say is like, hey, if the go ahead and have those fans spin in. In fact, let me just check. I have some rear fan slots down here. So what I'm actually gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and unplug these. Okay, I'm gonna run these down. And I'm actually gonna run these down here because I specifically can do that down here at the bottom. So we're gonna go ahead and run these down below and do it that way. And I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the other ones and give myself a little bit of room here by unscrewing this bottom thing so I can get the fan cables out and just give it a little bit of a cleaner look. And this is just one of the benefits of Fan Expert, and specifically the ASUS Mobos, is that you can also assign them based on each one of those, which I think will be cool. Literally cool. It'll literally be cool. Okay, so I'm just gonna unscrew these. There we go. Okay, and now what I'm gonna do, so Brian can see it here. So I'm gonna take these, and they should have enough give here. I'm gonna pop these through. There we go, there's one. Just like that, and then we'll do it again for the other one. There we go, okay, so now we got two connections down here. And then we'll grab these two connections, put one right here, and the other one. Right there. Okay, so there we go. Now I have fan connections, and that looks really, really good. Okay, so now, by doing that versus running them off of the top fan hub, we can actually now assign those two specifically to a GPU fan curve, and then that'll allow those to run and spin faster or slower based on the GPU temp, which is actually pretty cool. Okay, so now we got this. Time to do some cable management here. Oh, I think, actually, now that I have this, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do, because I forgot I need to re-screw the screws back in here. But now that I've done this, I can just literally pop this in here. There we go. I got enough room. Okay, now let's re-screw in these screws down here at the bottom, as we took those out to make sure that we could run those behind the Mobo. There we go. It'll just actually end up with a much cleaner looking build. There you go, perfect. So now what we can do, so these can actually run up like this. Ooh, what I can do is actually do this, and then that'll make that a lot cleaner and give us a lot more stretch here, which I think will look good. And we'll run these together. Oh, that one came out. It's not supposed to come out there. Okay, let's grab our zip ties. Just to make sure this looks extra clean here. Do we have a parts graphic? We do! In fact, here are the parts that are inside of today's build, so you can see them. Why am I speaking like Jerry Seinfeld? I do not know. Okay, so here it is right here. It is the AMD Ryzen 7 9800X3D. We have the Asus TUF Gaming B850 Plus Wi-Fi. We have the Gigabyte RTX 5080 OC. The Western Digital WD Black SN850X 4TB NVMe drive, G.Skill Trident Z5 Neo RGB 32 gigs, 6000 mega transfer CL30, the Lian Li Lancool 217, Phanteks Glacier 1 360 M25 G2, and we have the Asus TUF Gaming 1000 watt PSU. So there's all of our parts list right there. So now you've asked, and I have given you the answer to your question. Yes, we have a parts graphic. I don't know if that was what you were looking for, but I've given it to you anyway. All right, so let's keep adding some, do some cable management here. Oops, come on, give it to me. Okay, so I just want to make sure these are really tight. There we go. There we go. Okay, that takes care of that. Just to make sure these are nice and clean. That's just a SATA connection, but given this is a commission build, we just want to make sure it's extra clean. So a lot of this is just making sure that no extra cables are popping through or anything like that, just to make sure things look really, really good. Go. And then now, I don't know if I can really do, okay, so we'll look at that. Okay, this one, make sure this is not tied in. So these are the extra cables here. And this one is going across here, so what makes the most sense here is just zip tie over here. There we go. Okay. Okay, now okay, let's pull that through. Making sure this stuff is super tight. Okay. What I'm trying to do is just make sure that we have all of this stuff super tight here. There we go. And then we'll pop this underneath here. There we go. And then one more kind of zip tie down here. There we go. We can put that in there, and that puts that there. And then now we have that clean. That looks good. And then this, just gonna route all the way down. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. So there's all of our builds. All of our cables are cable managed. So now, let's go ahead and cut these. There we go. That looks good. I think that's all of them all cut. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Okay, so there's all our initial cable management done, right? Looks good. Everything's routed. Looks pretty clean, yeah? Let's check this section right here. Okay, so this is one that I just want to work extra careful for. So we'll give this, not a whole lot I can do here. Okay, what I can do, here's what I'm gonna do. This looks like this is probably the best bet here. There you go. There we go. That looks clean. Okay. Good amount of, okay, so that looks good. Everything there, what do you guys think? It looks clean, right? I think it looks good, right? Like it looks nice and clean. We have a little bit of a pop up here, but nothing too bad. I guess what I could do, so I can get a little bit of this out. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna run this. How much more can I go here? Run this into this little. Oh wow, that's like definitely want to do that, but you got to kind of bend it out a little bit. There we go. And then okay, so that'll kind of get that clean. It'll make it fit with the rest of the build. And there we go. Okay, that looks nice. Okay, so now guys, time to put the AIO in. The rest of it actually looks really good. So we're, I think we're in good shape. I think, what do you guys think? Do you think we should do standard connection? I think we'll, or should we do side and have it do side versus the, I feel like side. Well, I think if it's a standard PSU, I think it's gonna look cleaner if we do it from the side. So we'll do side, so this area just looks better down at the bottom. So we'll do side PSU. Okay, so let's get our AIO though. AIO, and on this farmy. AIO. 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 Okay. I haven't actually looked at the Prime. I know I'm doing a Prime stream tomorrow at 9 a.m. for Intel, but I actually haven't looked at the Prime sale, the Prime deals. Have you seen any good Prime deals?
I have actually wanted to get some V-mount batteries.
Oh, okay.
They're like 40% off. They're pretty good
Okay.
deals.
So we got some V-mount batteries. Are you going to get? Aren't you any luck on a new?
New gimbal?
Yeah, gimbal. Any good Prime Day sales on new gimbals?
I should look. I wasn't looking. I mean, it was like midnight last night. When it
Oh,
started,
okay. So you were like, yeah, okay. Okay, so we are looking at our AIO here. So what do we need out of this? I don't think we need a whole lot. I don't need that. We will need those. That I think this is the. I don't know what that is. Trying to see what we need from a bracket standpoint. I think this is the bracket we need. We don't need that one. Okay, the rest of this we don't need. We do need that. I don't think we'll need that or that, okay? And then we'll need these. So here we go, there's that. And then we won't need this. Okay, so the rest of this we can put in there. There we go. Is all into the bag, into the box, as they say. Okay, now we need, those look like connection stuff we'll need later. Here we go. This does have pre-applied thermal paste, so I'm glad I didn't do thermal paste. There we go. Okay, so there is our fans, all connected. And there is our, there we go. Be careful with this so we don't pull the thing off. There we go. Ooh, ooh. Okay, there it is, guys. Everything's out, and we're ready to go. Okay, let's pull these out. Okay, so there's all of the extra stuff. Ooh, PMK? I do not know about that. That I do not know. Okay, so if this is, let's see, we're just figuring this out. So this is gonna go like this. So that means it's gonna go on here like that. Okay, so this is gonna go like this, okay. Okay, there's that. And then our fans, we have a pier, and a pier, and a pier. There we go, we place those on right there. Seems good. Okay, now, need our screws. Edward Newgate, I use, I really like the Lian Li Galahad, the GA2 Lite. It's sub $100, and it's the best performing sub $100 AIO. If you're looking for something a little bit less expensive, the Thermalright Warframe is $60-ish. So no, sorry, $90, and it has a screen on it. The Aqua Elite, Thermalright Aqua Elite is also very good. The best performing but most expensive AIO is the Ryujin 3. Our Ryujin 3 actually even outperformed the Extreme. And we actually put that in a build Thursday, and that build actually with the TL fans did really, really well. Like our 285K was at like 78. It was crazy under load. The Lian Li HydroShift 2 is good. It's nice. The standard, the original HydroShifts are actually better than the 2. So if I was gonna get a HydroShift, I would prefer the 1 over the 2. But yeah, there's a lot of options when it comes to AIOs, which is actually really nice. Let's get this up. There you go. And I really do like this AIO as well. The Fantex, this AIO is really, really good as well. There we go. Actually, you know what, guys? This is the wow stick time. Why is it not going in? Do it down here. Okay. There we go. Here in the corner. Three more. Two more. One more. And there we go. There's all that screwed in. Now what we can do, so we can flip this whole thing over. Ugh. Okay, so we want to get this more off of the front and more towards the back here. Same deal here. Honestly, this all lines up really great. There we go. Another one over here. There we go. It's not heavy. Honestly, it's pretty easy to do. It just takes some, I think I will say as you do more PC builds, like stuff like this and the one-handed skill set and things that you start to, you just get to generate over time as you're doing builds, make stuff like this way easier, but you just kind of get used to it. But no, it's not too complicated, and I'm trying to do it in one movement, and you don't have to do it in one movement. Mine's all about the showmanship. The Titan 360 is fine. It's not the best performing AIO, but it is. It's better than the H150. The RX fans are nicer and better performant. And then again, we have reviews on all of these guys if you want to go watch them. I missed what you said about last Thursday's build. Robey, you went very fast through this build, then last Thursday's build, this build, then you went very fast through this build. Yeah, well, there are way less fans in this build than were in your build, buddy. There were, the music, stop! Why? There we go. Yeah, the last Thursday build was, that was quite the build. I will say, this Thursday's build, it will be as many fans. I think there's actually more, but they're IQ Link. And so they have those really nice screws, so I don't think it will take as long. Yes, that is the Hyperion is a heavy build. Okay, so here's all the stuff for this. Okay, so this connects into, so this is cool. If I'm not mistaken. Down here at the end, I can choose which side I want. And this is the side I want. So down here at the end, I'm just gonna plug this into here. And that takes care of our fans. So now our fans have their wires. So we're good there. And then if you wanted to do another extension, you have another extension if you wanted more length, but I don't need more length. And then, so I'm gonna put this away. And then on the other side, now that I've got all the fans on, one of the things that the fine folks over at Fantex give you are covers. So now we'll pop these on. So you can't see the screws. There we go. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Okay. So those are all in. Okay, so now this is ready to go inside of the case. This should be, that's for the fan, that's for the AIO. This is for, oh, well maybe, I may not need to. Let's see here. This looks like it can go directly into the AIO. So this would go directly into the AIO. So we'll see, and then it would, you could daisy chain off of it. And that's weird because it says, it's like if this goes up here, well, I guess it would go right here. Okay. There we go. So this would plug into the corner here. Okay. And then this would then come off of this. Okay. So there's all the, that's all the cabling hooked up. Pretty straightforward. Question, for 240, 360, and 420, which Titan AIO do you think is better, the RX or the RS? The RX. It depends, DJ Techno, it depends on what AIO you're running. I mean, what CPU you're running. We ran RX fans with a Titan 360, and it was running, I mean, it basically ran, it was running the 285K beautifully. And same thing would be for a 9800X 3D. Now, maybe if you're doing like a 9950X or a like a KS or something like that, then maybe you would need something more powerful. Just, and then if you want to overclock, that's when you would replace fans. Okay. Okay, so we got all of our screws out. This we haven't installed yet. Okay, so we're gonna get all this out of the way. Now, okay, so now what we're gonna do, guys, is we gotta get this installed here. Here we go. Okay, so we just basically there we go. Make sure. Wait a minute, did I really do that? Yep. Oh my lord, guys, I did it backwards like a doofus. Okay, well, we're gonna backwards fans again, Robey. Well, luckily I don't have to remove it from the, I just have to flip the fans around. I cannot believe I did that, guys. I even checked. I even did 3D spatial checking, and I still got it wrong. Wow. Actually, I want to check something. Just because I still think I'm gonna flip this around, but I wanted to see what the fan curve was like here. And then maybe I do want them the other way. Maybe this was a happy accident, because sometimes it hits the rear fan. No, that'll be fine. I think that's not going to get the rear fan. Okay, so I do want to go. I want to switch them around. And now we do it again. We just really wanted to show you, no, they're 200 millimeter fans in the front. Just really wanted to show you the installation process twice. That's what I was doing. Just got to be careful when taking these off, because there you go. These grips work really well. And you can break the little teeth, so you just got to be careful. Their teeth, the teeth for these are actually really good, so they don't fall off the fans like the other ones did. How we doing likes on YouTube, by the way, guys? Over 200 people here now. Yes, quality fangs. That's right, quality fangs. $105, guys, we need 50 more to give away a $15 Nui gift card. And remember, if we hit a hype train, we also give away a $10 Nui gift card. Or Amazon, we're letting people choose starting now. Is an all AI? It depends. The one thing that's nice about air coolers is air coolers are simpler, less points of failure, right? But their cooling capacity is definitely higher. So it just depends on what you want. I hate that I always have to answer your question with like, and it all depends, but it really does, right? It's not so black and white. Hey, Sergeant Nobody dropping 5 gifted subs. Thank you, Sergeant Nobody. Okay, let's rotate these to be the right direction this time. How did I do that? I thought I disconnected this. There we go. Do it one more time. Oh, thanks, Mark. Well, I will say in hot ambient temperatures, I would say that definitely AIOs end up being way better. Okay, here we go. Yeah, but the pumps, I mean, most of these things have 6-year, 5-year warranties, and most people don't keep their systems that long. So I don't think your pump failure is, I think if you buy quality AIO, that's less and less of a concern. And even some brands have refillable reservoirs, like Be Quiet. So it's like, of course, you could say the same thing about just the fans breaking or whatever it was on the air cooler. It just really kind of depends. But I think going with an AIO nowadays, especially from a reputable brand with a good warranty, you're going to be fine. So I wouldn't necessarily start worrying about failure. I think that's been a thing that hasn't been that big of an issue for a while. And the other thing too is that AIOs are really quiet. So if the loudness. If loudness is important to you, oh great, I need to pull this out. If loudness is important to you, then that might be another reason for you to go AIO over air cooler. Okay. I think we actually have it right now, guys. But don't quote me on that. I feel like I do it right all the time. And then I'm wrong. There we go. Boom. That looks good. Let's go ahead and put in our 2 front screws here. Keep the brackets on. There we go. Looks like people are enjoying hanging out with JJ. I think maybe made this too far. Might have to slide this down a little bit. I think I've given it too far over. Go. Just loosening these real quick. One of these is still tight. It is not tight. Which one am I not loose? Oh, that one. Why is this not moving? It should absolutely be moving. No, this is like, this AIO is like, I'm gonna be difficult for you. All right, there we go. Oh, he's hitting me. There we go. Okay, now we got that squared. This AIO is a little bit too far in, and I couldn't get this screw in. Okay, perfect. Okay, now we can tighten these in. There we go. Okay, that was a little bit more difficult than I expected from an installation standpoint, but that was my own fault for putting in the fans backwards. So, who can you blame? Not me. I mean, not the AIO, unfortunately. I can't blame it on anything but myself for being dumb. Okay. Okay, so let's do this now. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove our thing here. Oh, I'm gonna put this back on real quick. I'm gonna make sure I have this. So just have these out and ready. Make sure you're prepared for the situation. Okay. Okay, so let's remove this. Okay, pre-applied thermal paste. Okay, there we go. There we go. And then again, this goes like that. And these are all there. Okay. And really big, long screws here, so that makes it really easy to guide in. And from a simplicity standpoint, very easy AIO to kind of just get placed, which is really nice. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Boom. Okay. Now, could run these up. Whoa. Okay, so this is our AIO pump right here. That's going to go right there. Okay, there's this, which is going to connect to right here. Oops. Oh, okay. I have to do this differently. Oh, but I think maybe I'll be able to. Okay, so this is going to have to go in over here. Okay, so let me disconnect this. A little bit of learning here, guys. Okay, so this disconnects here. And this is going to have to connect over on the other side here. So, a little bit more of some work. Let's get this out of the way. There we go. Get that out. Okay, so this needs to plug in over here. Okay, I think, and then this plugs into this. There we go. Okay. So this can actually run through this little square right here, which actually looks really, didn't notice before, but it's there, so I'm going to use it. There's a nice little portal for this AIO plug. Hey, thank you for the great streams. You're one of the YouTubers that got me into PCs after taking 2-decade break. That's awesome, Joshua Jaco. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for the super chat. Okay. Okay, so now I can put these back on. Get this screwed back in here. Build's coming together, guys. Build is coming together. There we go. One more. Okay, so there's that. Now what we need to do is route all these up. Where up is, I don't know. It's way up, okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, there's an up, way up there, okay. I wonder if I can try to get this to go behind the BTF. There you go. This one, it looks like I just want to route up and high. go. There we go. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting little trick here. Go a little bit lower here. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab my little needle nose things. I'm going to pull this cable up. This is just to make sure that this stays straight. Need to figure out how this is in the right place. Yeah, that looks like it's good. I'm just trying to make sure that this is in the right. Okay, there's the actual cable there. Okay, so now what we do, we grab a zip tie. There you go. And this is simply just to make sure that we can keep that cable there in a nice, clean way. So it gives us a nice, clean, straight cable up there. So that will not be dangling or dirty or anything like that. Little points of attention to detail, and then that takes care of that issue. Okay, now all we got to do is run these. Okay. Okay, and then now here on the back, Brian, let's take that last little cable here. This is all I really have to do from a cable, like for the, this is just to finish out the little bit for the AIO, and then I have a couple more cables to run and I'm good.
Gotta make sure your wife doesn't text you.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, there's that. That keeps that clean. Use this other one right here. Okay, so we're just controlling wires here. Okay, so that takes care of those two things. Perfect. Okay. So now all we have is we have these two cables right here, which are easy. We're going to go ahead and run the RGB up to the RGB hub right here, so which is easy. So that'll just all get run by the same RGB from the board, which is nice. So run that right here. There we go. Okay, there's that. And then we'll go ahead and I'm going to put this down actually, and then do the cable management here. Brian found more room to get to film, so it makes it actually a little bit better for.
Hopefully you guys are getting some better angles.
Yeah, better angles, which is what we're always looking for ways to improve the streams and shots. And though it was interesting today, one of our guys, T-Man, you guys have seen him. He's been a long-time watcher. He said that they feel too corporate now. I was like, what does that mean? But I always welcome feedback, right? But he said that the videos feel too corporate. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll take it. So if you have any reason as to why they feel too corporate, let us know. Okay. 128, guys. Out of 150, so we're kind of cranking through the likes there. Remember, guys, if we get to 200 we give $20 Newegg gift card. We're getting up on that $15 Newegg gift card. Zemmoot gave 10. Sergeant Nobody gave 5. How close are we to Hype Train? I feel like we always keep getting close and then they're not. We're definitely getting more than enough subs. I feel bad. But thank you for trying, guys. Okay, there's all those. So this is just the one. That's Verxilla. What the hell does that mean? That was kind of my question, but I mean, obviously it was important enough that he said something, so I want to figure it out. Okay. Okay, let's pop that.
I think it's like the same thing that you find on platforms like TikTok, where it's like something feels like an ad versus it feels like you're just talking to a friend who's doing a review / just watching content that's made for the fun of making content. You're like,
and ours is like
I mean, I kind of look at it as a compliment because, I mean, we get hired by people like AMD and Intel and NVIDIA to pull off, you know, corporate-ish, but still like influencer type content.
Yeah, for sure. I gotta reserve the battery for the last 2 shots. It's almost dead. I'm learning a little bit about, okay, come on. Okay, so we got that. So there we go, guys. All of this is now cable managed. That was the last little bit I had to do for the AIO. So I plugged in this into the CPU, and then the RGB got plugged up here. So now it's all wired in. Pretty clean, right? So we're good there. Let's kind of flip it over. We're gonna put our hoses in.
I'm kind of with George. I'm not clearly understanding why the fans needed to be flipped around when they were kind of blowing the same direction.
Oh, okay. Well, let me show you what happened. So when I had the fans originally, and we'll have Brian show you. When I had the fans originally, the cables were up here. So the cables were coming out from the front. So I need the cables to be back here. So I had to flip them around so all the cables are in the back. So the cables were in the front. That was the reason. So now all the cables, you can't see any of the cables because the cables are all running behind. Where before, like I said, they were here in the corner, so you wouldn't have been able to hide the cables. So that was why I did that, was to make sure that the cables are hidden and nice, right? And then now, one of the things we're going to add real quick. These are actually tube combs. I think that's really loud, so I feel like that's doing stuff. Yep, it was. So these are tube combs. And so the tube combs, what they do is they allow the tubes to just look a little bit cleaner. So let's figure these on here. Keeps the tubes evenly spaced. Looks nice, right? So there we go.
Keeps your tubes from getting tied.
Yep.
In knots, you know.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. So now, GPU time, guys. First, I'm going to grab a drink. Put this away. Okay. Oh, another one, 89 DKK. Robey, your PC build so far, they might actually melt some of the ice up here in Greenland. Keep crushing it. Turns out RGB looks good even on a polar night. Dude, I think RGB looks extra good on a polar night. Personally, I mean, that's like the place to have it. Could you imagine like playing outside on like a clear night underneath the like Aurora Borealis? That would be so rad. That would be so rad. But thank you very much, so much, Kaylee. I hope I'm saying that right, Kaylee, for the super chat. Ugh. Okay, next up, guys. Go here to the left side. Let's get our GPU in. There we go. There we go. I'm glad. Okay, so let's pop these over here. I might have to buy like 2 pair of these, so when one dies and you can switch to the other pair.
I'll have to talk to my buddy Eric, who works on them.
Yeah, I'll be like, dude, I want them, but I need to have like 2.
He was very tight-lipped when we were talking the other day about the exact features.
Oh,
But it should, V2 is like around the corner.
okay, so here we go. There we go. So here we have our beautiful. We stream 2 times a week on here for builds, and then we also stream on we stream games as well. And we're streaming tomorrow. If you want to do Amazon Prime, we have some Prime. We have a Prime stream tomorrow, but that'll be just on Twitch. YouTube is just build streams, and those are 2 times a week. And then we release videos pretty often too. Okay, so here we go, guys. Here's all the. So this actually has all this stuff to do the sag bracket. So maybe we look at that here. This is the plug, the one that they give you, which we're not going to use. Oh, I don't need this. We have one built into the case, and it's great. Okay, forgot about that. I knew I was taking this out and being like, wait a minute, I know I'm missing something. Okay. Here it is right here. Boom. There it is. And there you go. There is the GPU. There we go. GPU, hold on. Forgot before I close this all the way up because I make this mistake all the time. We're gonna grab our cover and these. There we go. Then we close it up. No, it's not a used GPU, it's a brand new GPU. It just was, the box was a little distressed, but the GPU is fine. Oh no, this goes over here. We save that. Okay.
That's right, we ship.
Yeah. Okay, so this looks like it's 3 slots, so we need to take one more out here. The Aorus, usually Aorus Masters, and we have a guide on these, by the way. If you want to go check it out over on youtube.com/Robeytech Live, that video is, and it talks about the difference, but the Aorus is usually a little bit nicer of a bin. In terms of the GPU itself. Okay, and you're usually paying for extra, like, little additional parts here. So we got a little peel here. It says gaming starts here. This is new, I've never seen this, like, peel here. There you go. There's like a peel to go across, I guess. That little plastic thing looks like it like holds on. Oh, this slides. Okay, check this out. This slides. I don't know why. Oh, it's probably so you can like make it so where if you want to see the Gigabyte logo, it makes it easier, I guess. I don't know. Interesting. Okay. Little slide there. There we go. Come on. Where's the peel for this? I know it peels. Pretty good. There we go. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Says, my main issue with doing PC builds as a builder tools is that I need to source a monitor or keyboard, which inflates the price a bit. Otherwise, I would have to go to Walmart Office Max to get it because I live in a small town. I don't understand. I mean, you need a keyboard and a mouse anyway for a build, right? So, I mean, it feels like that's like a typical thing, right? Okay, here we go. Let's get this in here. Get the GPU put in. There we go. That looks good. There it is. That was a nice solid snap. Okay. That was good. Crunch. Okay. There we go. Yeah, the GPU is definitely dainty and thin for installation. Okay, and then the other thing that's really awesome as well is this right here. Ugh. We're gonna go right here, and then we'll just lift this, and then this will ensure that how's the GPU look? Does it look okay? So down at the bottom here, underneath, you can actually you see it. You can see this little. See it? Okay, here we go. You can see it actually underneath there. That's that built-in bracket. So I'm just gonna do it, and then we're gonna, it's like a little bra here for the GPU. There we go. Now it's fully supported. Yeah, so yeah, nice little bracket GPU. It's just fully, and then let's just take a quick look at it. Does it look, yeah, that looks good. That looks nice and flat. That's what you want. Wow, man, that build looks great. That build looks super good. Okay, next step, guys. Last part of this whole thing is PSU time. Okay, so let's grab our PSU. Open that up, and there we go. Get this out of the way. Now the way that we're installing this PSU is we're actually going to use the side mount, which actually makes it a little bit easier for this particular case, which is good. Okay, so I'll take that off. There we go. There we go. Somebody sent me a Slack. I'm just going to make sure something's not wrong. Oh no. Nope. It's just something else. Okay, so we got that. Everything's good there. Now, just need to grab this. Power supply. We got some zip ties. And, oops. Okay, this goes out of the way. We're gonna save these. Can you show us the iBite? You mean, well, there's oh my gosh, what is his name? There's iBite Power, there's Chippy, there's Robeycat, there's Poochie, there's a Master Chief helmet, there's another Chippy. So we have a lot of them back there. Man, dude. Hold on, guys. Okay. So all that's good. Put this out of the way. There's all of our cables there. I feel like honestly, guys, it's pretty, like this build did go fast. And I feel like I was even trying to take my time and it was still going, it still went fast, right? There's CPU cable. Don't need that. We need our 16 pin, which is right there. And then that is it. The rest of these cables go in here. Not saying it's done yet, but it went. Where are we at, guys, likes-wise? What's the closest 50 series NVIDIA card that is equivalent to the 4090? Asking for a friend. The 50, well, actually, it's like in between the 5080 and the 4090. So the 5080 would be the closest equivalent. It's not quite a 4090, which was hard because last generation it was like that. So, so we got 155. So we're at 155, guys. We just need to get to there was 200 and something people here earlier. But if we get to 200, that'll be 200 likes. I don't know why we dropped so many viewers all of a sudden. Must have been my corporate look. There we go. Okay, so here we go. What we're gonna do now is time to move this out of the way. Take that peel off. Come on. Peel on this is like crazy hard. Maybe this will take me the rest of the stream time, is just getting this peel off. There you go. And there we go. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're just simply going to take our PSU, slide it in here, and slide it like that. There we go. Except for this goes, I think, on the outside. There we go. Okay, so this goes right here. And this will go right here and then on the bottom down like that. And then now we have our PSU on the side. And we'll just get it started. And like I said, always just start them, guys. for the one that I can't get to down here. There we go. Then we can tighten them all the way with the wow stick. There we go. Perfect. Okay, there's all those. Okay, now comes the fun part. Just gotta route our PSU cables and we're done. I remember when I started watching Robey to do these builds and how far the Stream Channel and Tech Live have come. Remember when he talked about how hot the stream room was and would ask people to redeem hydrate commands? It was actually pretty warm, this thing, but it's still really nice in here. Oh, you had to try something. You want to try cooking? Okay, here we go, guys. So we're now, see, the cool thing about this PSU, and can we go to top down? Oh, you got top down? Okay, so is that the way the PSU sits, it makes it really easy for us to just be able to connect them the way it is. So it's like, you don't need a shift PSU, just the PSU itself is shifted, so you can do them the right way. Okay, so there's that one. 16 pin is next. Oops, it would help if I was putting this on right. There we go. There we go. And finally, there is the last part. Okay, so now what we do, we just route our cables. That's going to be up to our GPU. Okay, that's that. Next we have our, just gonna make sure things aren't twisted. That's to our CPU up there. There we go, okay. And then we have our 24 pin. Just trying not to get the cables all goofed up. That's going to go right here. Okay. And then the last cable goes right here. And it plugs right into this. And we'll probably just have it go underneath. But we'll just plug this in right here. And then that takes care of our hub. Now our hub has power. So now we're going to connect all these up. And then we'll figure out how to cable manage them. But let's flip to the other side. And hook up our cables. So first one, GPU cable. And it goes right there. Pretty simple one there. Motherboard cable, 24 pin, right there. There we go. Nice clean look there. And then the top one is the CPU cable. There we go. Okay. So all the cables are now done. Just gonna check to make sure I hit my knuckle on this. So clean that, there we go. Okay, so now we're just gonna take a couple cable combs on some of these just to make them look a little bit nicer, like this one. Gonna make our own kind of cable ties, cable combs, using zip ties. go. There we go. So again, just making sure that this looks good.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Yeah, they do. Switch this around here. Okay, very clean look there. And the other one we'll do is up here. But let me, before I do this one, go ahead and cable manage it in the back. Because we want this at 90 degrees. I'm going to take these. There we go. Take care of those cables. There we go.
Those cables just disappeared.
They did. They just disappeared. That's what they do. That's what we want. We want the cables to look like they disappeared as much as possible. Okay, so this is now going to come down. There we go. And this is the problem without, I still have to do a zip tie at one point, but get these at least all in. There we go. I don't understand why this. I think if we push all these into one little big stream here like that, it'll look the best. There you go. I missed all the nostalgia. What did he say? Anything good?
Yes.
I have to go back and read it, huh? He caught me at the most harrowing part, the cable management.
I recall it being something he remembers the streams before there was GPU outages.
Oh yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
But he was, I mean, like he's been around for a while, so.
Mr. Mikey?
Yeah. Okay, that takes care of all these. Nice clean. There we go. There it is, guys. Looks nice and clean, don't you think?
Final boss in the house.
What's up, Final Boss? I need to see. Oh, I have one more. That's right. I have one more zip tie. I'm pretty sure. Enough to do for the PSU cable. The 24 pin. Just to keep this clean here. we go. And then there's a little bit that you can see on the other side, so I'm gonna go ahead and zip tie that up just so it looks clean too. There we go. There we go. Give us two clean looking cables. Okay guys, build is complete. So now let's put the panels back on. First one is our PSU panel. There we go. Here's that one. Next one is our front panel. Boom. Top panel. There we go. There's that. And then finally, back panel. And there it is, guys. Build is done. What do you guys think? Okay, let's get this put away. Now, we don't have a sponsor for today's stream, so but let's do our zip tie count. And see where we're at for zip ties for this build. Oh, Alex, I always do, because I'm just that faithful. I like how Alex is worried. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, here we go, guys. Total zip ties, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 15. 16, 17, 18. Is this 5? Yes, that's 18. 18, it's even today, guys. Even today. There we go. Okay, so everything is in. Let's see. We're gonna see if it posts. Oop, I don't need all of these. There we go. Oh, I forgot. It's over here. Oh, I need to make sure. This one I gotta make sure that the power is on. There we go. There's that, there's that. We're waiting for the, to see if it actually works. We're gonna grab our mouse and keyboard here. There we go. There we go. There we go, mouse, keyboard. And then let's go through the parts real quick one more time. So what is inside of this system right here is an AMD Ryzen 7 9800X3D, an Asus TUF Gaming B650 plus, or B850 plus Wi-Fi, Gigabyte RTX 5080 overclock, the WD Black SN850X, that's a 4 terabyte Gen 4 NVMe drive, G.Skill Triton Z5 Neo RGB 32 gig 6000 mega transfer CL30 with the Lian Li Lancool 217, Fantex Glacier 1 360 M25 G2, and then we have the Asus TUF Gaming 1000 watt gold PSU. So that's what we have inside of today's build, and that is everything that we're going to be looking at here very, very shortly. So, okay, so here we go, guys. I think we're ready. 3, 2, 1. I see spinning. There it goes. Look at that. Beautiful, right? It's got just enough RGB, right? Oops. And by the way, it is posted. So we have posted. So if we go to capture right here, there you go, guys. There it is on capture. There is the post. And we are good. Okay, so let's quickly get to the point where we can get this looking all the same here. Oops, wrong way. Okay, so let's jump in here. I hear something. I wonder what that sound is. It's that fan. That fan at the end is making... Oh, it might be. Oh, you might be right. I got the GPU side bracket. Okay, it's a good call. Don't want to make it too tight.
I'm the PC doctor.
There we go. Yeah, there you go. I was like, wait, why does it make a sound? That's why. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's turn on Expo real quick. Enabled. Let's go to F7. Whoops. So one of the things we can do here is you can actually go ahead and, well, let's see here. Let's turn PBO is on. Everything's good there. Yeah, everything on PBO is on auto. I can make it enhanced, but right now I'll just leave it on everything good. So we'll go back. And then one of the other things that you can do, if you go to F7 and then you go to F6, is that here we have our fans and we can actually see all of our fans. So Q fan control is on, motherboard, you got your chipset and all that sort of stuff, but when we get inside, we'll figure out the ones for GPU. Okay, so now I'll hit F10 and then we'll run Expo, and then now we'll go from there. We'll get it in and get the lighting all correct. Yeah, it's got too much support from the bra. The GPU bra. It's like, bruh. It's got it held nice now, though. It looks good, right? Okay, so we're just waiting for the RAM. It's doing timings and all that sort of stuff, which always just takes a lot of time. By the way, just look at how clean, I can see right here. See how clean that PSU shroud is? Yeah, dude, let's see. Look, see how clean this PSU shroud is? There's like no cables, right? That looks super clean. I'm just saying. You're just wanting to know, I made it look super clean. There is like nothing in there at all. Just waiting for the Mobo to finish its training, which can take a while. You just gotta be patient. Oh yeah, move to capture, yeah, go ahead. Give it some time. And by the way, this has 2 power buttons, by the way. There's a power button on the side and a power button on the top. Just waiting, waiting, waiting. Sometimes we may need to restart. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. I feel like it's in one of those weird spots where, yeah, I'm gonna shut this off, hold on. Sometimes it does this.
The song always cracks me up.
The song is weird. Man, this is taking a long time. We're just waiting for the timings. I mean, we're waiting for the board. It's on a light. Let's see which light it's on. Oh, okay, well that's good. Then we're good. Okay, it's finally done then. Okay, there it goes. Sometimes it's like you just gotta be really patient with AMD when it does those things. Oh, dad joke. Okay, let's do it. Dad joke. Why did the painting go to jail? Why did the painting go to jail, Brian? Because it was framed. It was framed. It was framed, Brian. It was framed. It was framed. Okay, we are in the OS now. Okay, let's throw this in here. Gotta wait for the whole thing to finish its stuff. So we're gonna, it's gotta read the thing. Okay, do armory crate. Okay, let's see what kind of fun. Well, we have to go here. We have to install the assistants. So let that go. We're just waiting for the, we have to wait for the NVIDIA app to finish. Yeah, it's waiting for the NVIDIA app to do its thing. Wait, is the NVIDIA app not installed? Do we not have the NVIDIA GPU? Oh, I think, no way. Oh no, it's not on here at all. Okay. I think he just forgot to install the NVIDIA drivers. It's easy to do.
You can just go to our website and find GPU drivers, right?
Yes, you can. You can do it over at Robeytech.com. Okay, here we go. Yes. He installed the games and everything, which is great. We're good there. That would help a lot if we could put the driver in. And we're letting this finished. Okay, downloading the driver. Here we go. Lord Naragul, they've updated it pretty heavily, and it just went to a brand new version, and that new version is really, really good. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're installing the driver here. Okay, we're going to install the content service stuff. So it's way, way lighter now. Yeah, the NVIDIA app doesn't require driver install anymore. How are we doing likes on YouTube, guys? Oh, it feels like the music is doing its weird thing. Yeah, this is on top. It's on top of each other again. There we go. Okay. 186, guys. We're getting close to being able to do the $20 Newegg gift card. Okay, we're gonna reopen that app. So we're good there. Okay, so let's go to settings. We're just gonna take update center, check for updates. It's always the little things, and then we'll be good there. About to get way better. It's installing. There it goes. Now it's all gonna start showing up. There we go. Now I can do this. Okay, so we got that now. Everything here is up to date. Okay, so let's go to Aura Sync. Aura Effects. We'll do, I always like Starry Night, and I think with blue, like let's do like a turquoise. And like let's do a turquoise and a pink. What do you think? Little Miami Vice vibes with the wood.
Isn't this commission?
Yeah, he was, but he's not watched, so he can change it to whatever he wants.
Okay.
But let's go.
I think
okay.
if I had, we haven't done like a red and black build in a while.
Well, so you want to do? Well, we can't do really black, but just red. Red with what?
It's just so much black already that like doing red with it would look pretty dope.
What about red and pink? No.
A little Valentine's-y.
Little Valentine's-y. About red and yellow.
Definitely not.
Oh, that's fire! Literally. We can do red and orange there, like a deeper orange.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go, a little red and orange there. Okay, one other thing we got to change, and then we'll be good here. And then we can do some close-up shots. Is Gigabyte Control Center for the GPU. Wait, there it is. Okay, good. Download. It was just saying, make sure that you're going to run this on a supported product. That makes. I was just making sure I was doing that. So we reached 200. Yay! Okay, let's do that giveaway while we wait for this last little bit. $20 Newegg gift card up for grabs. Let's go to dashboard, giveaways. $20 Newegg gift card up for grabs. Exclamation point, Newegg. Hit starting now. 2 minutes, guys. Exclamation point, Newegg. There we go, guys. And let's just run this. Looks really good, right? Get that going. So we're just gonna get the color going so we can change the bottom one. We'll just make it red. I think just make the GPU red.
I don't know, the yellow's kind of like...
It's orange.
It's definitely yellow.
Oh, okay, well I'll make it more orange then. We're waiting for... Okay, so here we go. Aura effects. You want more like... How's that? More orange?
Yeah, even more red. Yeah,
That?
just keeps it a little bit more subtle.
Okay. You don't argue with your creative director? He's like, what? Who's the creative one? Okay, we're just gonna change our color for our GPU. There we go. Skip. RGB Fusion here. We're gonna go to skip. Okay, we're gonna go to, let's do static and we'll do a static red, apply. There we go.
It doesn't look like the bottom fans on the GPU are on anymore.
Yeah, they don't always spin, only when they're needed.
But like lit up?
Yeah, they'll light up.
Oh.
But they're right now, if they're not spinning, they don't light up.
Oh.
It's only when but when we run gaming, we'll see them. Okay, so there we go. There is the final build. We'll give you some beauty shots as I get ready for some testing for just to make sure that everything is good from a being. But I'll just let him take over, do some beauty shots, and go from there, guys. Oh, and then we'll show some smoke real quick. That looks good, actually. I like the you're right, with the darker orange, it's way more subtle. That looks so good. Oh, and slow smoke. Oh, no, that's 101. Yeah, that looks so good. Yeah, with the wood and everything else, it looks really good. Okay, you guys want to see some? Some smoke go through this bad boy? So we can show that. So we'll show you airflow here. It's the front. There you go. Show you guys airflow here. Okay, here we go, guys. You can see airflow moving through. You see that? There you go. See the airflow moving up and through? You can definitely see it from this angle. You can see it popping out. There's your airflow though. I think one of the things that would probably help though, what I just realized, so hold on, let's do this. Yeah, I forgot to turn on Cinebench. Okay, let's do 10 minutes. Here we go. Okay, so we'll start that. All right, here we go. This will make it show. Okay, here we go. I got way faster. Here we go. Oh man. Dude, that is just, look at how fast it's sucking that air in. Look at that. Pretty crazy. And there it is, guys. Yeah, but it's like, it's definitely, fan velocity is definitely there. And there is the build. And then just showing you guys temperature-wise what it's doing. Now, I forgot to run a fan curve here, but it's running 83, 82, right? So not having any problem, basically. Cinebench is running now, and it's pulling at 22,666, so definitely working on keeping that CPU cool. It looks like it's probably going to stick maybe 83, 84 at the most, but not having any problem basically cooling this thing. So it's it's not vape juice. It's like a corn, and yeah, so it doesn't leave a residue. It's specifically made for smoke and testing like this. So yeah, you're going to be fine. No, Mikey, I still love that. Yeah. So there it is, guys. So temps are not going to be much of an issue whatsoever. No problem there from a temp standpoint. So let's go ahead and stop that. Let's take a look at gaming temps. First thing I'm actually going to do here is I'm actually going to go to Armory Crate. I was going to show you guys. So we go to Fan Expert. Update now. Oh, it's just got to update Fan Expert real quick. On some cases, it's easier to see. I feel like there's a little bit of a tint on this, which is making it a little bit harder to see. And we'll bring this a little bit further in here. There we go. So just waiting for the, there you go. Oh, it's restarting the whole PC. Wasn't ready for that. So what do you guys think of the build? I think it looks good, right? I think it came out super clean. It's not vape juice, guys. Stop. It's not. It's specifically made for smoke. So it's not that kind of, yes, it is real wood. It's real wood all the way around it, yes. The whole, it's not faux wood, it is real wood. Yeah, the APNX V1 is nice too. I like that case. Just waiting for the system to restart. There we go. The one back there, yeah, that's my OG PC. First ever PC I built, And we on Intel Live actually upgraded it. So now I think there's like a 5080 in there now. It's just a showcase build. Yeah, I like that PC a lot. Yeah. All right, so let's do now. Okay, so we got this now. So let's run our fan curve real quick. Nice, Mark. Okay, we're gonna update the memory real quick. Okay, so we're good there. Let's go to Fan Expert now. Okay, so what we're gonna do. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and run. It's already on. Okay, so we're good there. Chassis fan 4 and 3. So we're gonna go ahead and also put these for GPU temperature. So if the GPU pops up, we're in good shape there. I just want to make sure that that the fans also spin up when the GPU needs it to. So, which is why I like this, because it lets me have 2 curves. Okay, so we're going to go into auto tune. And then we'll make sure we have a good curve, and then we'll check gaming temps here. So GCC is Gigabyte Control Center, NeuroPuga, and that was so we can control the color of the GPU. Because I'm using a Gigabyte GPU and an ASUS motherboard, I have to use 2 different RGB things. Typically, because this was bought when GPU shortages were happening and we originally got all the parts for this particular build, I had to mix and match, which I don't usually do. Yeah. That looks great. Okay, just waiting for the fan expert to get done, and then we'll run GPU temps, gaming, and then we'll be good to go. And then all of our stuff is all this build to be basically ready. It all gets reset because we do a bunch of testing here on the show. Then we reset it, but he'll set the same thing with the fan curves and all that sort of stuff. But if he needs to, sometimes when you do updates, that way he can come back, watch this in part, and then do this for himself if he wants to, which is always a good thing. And again, while we finish this up, again, the parts that are inside of this are, we have an AMD Ryzen 7 9800X 3D. We have the Asus TUF Gaming B850 Plus Wi-Fi, Gigabyte RTX 5080 OC, the Western Digital Black SN850X 4TB, and then G.Skill Triton Z5 Neo RGB 32 gigs, 6000 mega transfer, CL30 RAM, the Lian Li Lancool 217, the Fantex Glacier 1 360 M25 G2, and then the Asus TUF Gaming 1000 watt gold. Thank you very much for the sub, by the way, Interlux. So that's all of the parts that are inside of this build. Yeah, it's 4 terabytes, plenty of storage. Yes, Armor Crate is only for Asus motherboards. It's one of the benefits of getting an Asus board. This fan expert's taking a while. IQ, yes, this is a very, very fast gaming PC. That's a great. The Vanguard's a great card. We just got finished couple last week, right? We did the 6500X build with the Supreme Liquid and the MSI Vanguard's a great card too. What's up, Kilt Man? Okay, we're almost done with the tuning. There we go. Okay, so fan tuning's complete. Let's check our GPU. Let's check the gaming here. So we're gonna go here, library, doing our old friend that we always do. Good old Cyberpunk 2077. So here we go. We're just gonna run a quick play on this. Nope, actually, hold on, cancel. I'm gonna, hold on one sec, guys. I'm gonna go to static here real quick. Sign out of account, yep. And then sign into my account real quick because Kevin's doing some testing. So just let this do this, which is always nice. Come on, QR code, generate. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let's do this one more time. Library, play. What? Why is it updating? What the? That didn't even make any sense. Why did it not need to update on his, but it needed to update on mine? What? That doesn't make any sense. It says 3 minutes, guys. Why are you tired, Kilt Man? He's testing it for tomorrow's Amazon live stream. Hey, Kevin, did it run okay, or? Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. Thanks.
It did a self setup, and then I launched into the game. The cutscenes were smooth, and then I got into just the first part where you're following them up too, and it was running smooth.
Nice. Cool.
So, but I mean, it's at 1920 by 1080.
Yeah. Your work is a huge parking lot. Why did the music stop? Just realize it's not playing right now. Maybe that was the end of the playlist. Did we actually get to the end? I'm surprised that this is doing this. It's like completely re-downloading the game. Usually I don't have to do this, but... Yes, Nerpoga, this could pretty much play anything. You're gonna be good playing anything with this. No, I don't think it's hard drive. I don't know why it's doing this. Usually it should just be able to switch and not have a problem, but for some reason it just decided it's gonna re-download the game, which is fine, but we'll check it. It just you know, it's not something I'd planned for. But usually it's already ready and good to go. This is if we're gonna do the scale of bananas, I think this is like, and average banana is probably, so I think this is a little over 3,300 bananas. If I was gonna put it to connection bananas. Now, if they're organic bananas, it might be 1-to-1, but I think non-organic bananas, yeah. I'm glad people like the build. I think it came out super clean. Yeah. And I think it's just like, it's just a nice, it'll look nice on somebody's desk, right? And I think if you did, you could do white and just have like a nice white glow on the inside would also look good. You know, and or you could play with the colors and, you know what I mean, like a blue or whatever it was, even red, or there's lots of different options there to make it go. It's a Sprite build, crisp and clean, no, just filled with lemon lime goodness. I'm sure it could run COBOL. I don't know. You'd have to program it. That is true, Effectors. They do not have manufacturer warranties. Okay, done. Okay, that wasn't too bad. It wasn't done. Okay, here we go. I don't know why it needed to do that, but whatever. Just decided I gotta do this. I don't know what it's downloading or what. It's like sitting at the end here. Just launch. Finish. Yeah, that actually, I will say that's something that's pretty fast for Cyberpunk. Hey, Kiltman is not watching me right now. He's playing Dune Awakening. Thanks, Kiltman. Depending on the 4070 Ti, you may not have to choose anything. It should still be a 16 pen. Okay, there. Nope, still not done. What is going on? Well, this has lots of cooling. I just want to run this. Oops, I didn't want to click that. You're very welcome, Mark. I'm just going to close this now and start again. Okay, there we go. I was like, what? I don't know what was going on. Yeah, I know, Logan. Okay, nope. Just in time. Okay, cool. There we go. Yeah, I'd recommend it. Post. Oh, I gotta write a review. Okay, game is launching. There we go. So let's just see how this game performs. Go. So I mean, the reason that we show this is people say, well, this run all of the top 10 games. That's why we run this one every time. So we'll do Ray Tracing Ultra. We could actually do Ray Tracing Overdrive. We'll do Transformer with DLSS. This will be at 1440p. And let's give it a go. Let's see how it runs. So there you go, 79, 80 frames per second at 1440p. This is with everything cranked, no frame generation. So yeah. So it's running perfectly, it's running beautiful. It looks so good. And this is what you want, right? Like, I know a lot of people love to run the 5080 and say they want to run it 4K, but honestly, 1440p is just the ideal resolution for this card. It can run everything. You don't necessarily need frame gen if you don't want to use frame generation. And then the stutters you guys see, guys, those are just encoding issues. It does not look like that in terms of it's butter smooth on my end, but that's just because of the way streaming and recoding and going into a streaming card and all that sort of stuff too. So understand, it's kind of, yeah. There is no, guys, the screen tearing is because of the stream. You're seeing average frame rate, so that's why, yeah. Because, I mean, you can look there. Look, max FPS was 99.49. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it was DLSS was on quality, not even, it was on auto. So I could set it to, I could probably get a little bit higher if we set it a little bit lower. But again, set it to balanced instead of auto, which always helps. But dude, it looks really good, and that's with ray reconstruction, and again, no frame gen. So there you go. So beautiful, beautiful system, completely ready to go from there. And yeah, it came out awesome. So let's get out of the game here. So the GPU, this one, when I got it, I think it was a little over, it was like just at 1100 when I got it. This is before tariffs and stuff like that. So anyway, guys, there it is. That is the build, the beautiful $3,050 5080 build that I kind of like. I consider it no frills outside of like a little bit of RGB, like the AIO, and a lot of those parts are really just kind of about getting the best bang for the buck without spending anything that you don't need from a showcase standpoint. Anyway, amazing build. Thank you so much to everybody for tuning in today. Have an absolutely amazing rest of your evening, and we will see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. for Intel Amazon Live. We're going to be talking about the Intel Prime deals, and then we're back on Thursday with the Corsair Frame 5000D build, the brand new Frame 5000D that just released today. Our review for that is coming out tomorrow. So make sure you stay tuned over at youtube.com/Robeytech. Also, make sure you join us over at discord.gg/Robeytech. Amazing place to meet other like-minded tech and PC enthusiasts that love to talk about these things. So if you've really just enjoyed the camaraderie, head on over there, and it's a great place to continue the conversation. You guys might make a friend. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Have an absolutely amazing night. If you stuck with me this long through the stream, you guys are incredible, and we'll see you guys on the next stream coming up tomorrow. Bye, guys.